What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Everything Paranormal Show. I'm your host, Josh Morris, and joining me live tonight, Urban Ghost Hunters. What's going on, fellas?
Hey, how's it going?
Now, you'll have to forgive old Eric down there. He's having some technical difficulties tonight, so he's going to do his best to pop in and out. He apparently lives out with Bigfoot, and the Sasquatch doesn't get good internet out there. So we may have to hear a little more from Chris and Ian tonight. So guys, welcome to the show. You guys are ghost hunters. So this is going to have to be between whoever can answer and has good internet. And that would be, how would you best describe what you guys do to people that's never heard of you?
That's you, Chris. You've been with the team longer.
Well, I mean, we go out there, try to see if we can catch anything. Just a couple guys or a few guys, me, Eric, and Ian here. We just go out there and try to find something. I guess.
I want to try to find something.
Right. I mean,
so you're out. Okay, so you're out ghost hunting, and so really, okay, so. Let's make this easier on you. How did you all meet? And how did it form?
Well, see, it started out as Memphis Empath Paranormal Society. That was started with Eric and John, and then I joined in about maybe a couple of years ago, I think, and then. Eric and I started Urban Ghost Hunters, and then recently we met Ian.
Yeah, they met me on the Eric kind of met me on the internet. He saw some of my drone shots, so he's like, "Let's incorporate some of that into the videos. That'd be pretty cool." So I reached out to him and talked to him about it, and. Well, I've always had fascination with paranormal. I mean, I watch a lot of the shows and the YouTube shows, and so I've actually had a fascination with it. So just trying to incorporate the drone footage into the paranormal, and then I became just helping them investigate and film the paranormal stuff. So I'm actually a newbie, so I haven't really been with them since maybe July or so of this last year. So I'm a newbie.
So you actually came into this just sort of the production side of things, and then so how has that been for you on a skeptic scale, so to speak?
Well, the first place we went was the Betsy Bell Cemetery that I went to and actually investigated, and it was kind of creepy being out there at the cemetery. We saw something out there that kind of changed the way that I view things now. Just I was kind of skeptical at first, but now it's I kind of believe, and I'm actually excited to go out and actually investigate these places and go catch some paranormal stuff on EVPs and that kind of thing. So it's kind of changed the way I think about it. Definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we'll take a quick second here and we'll acknowledge the chat. We got Angela Smith, who's been waiting for you all since 8:30. I think she was in there popping in, commenting, and we got Patriots for America First, which is Terry Lynn, my wife, and we got Jerry 27, Lab 15. I think Tatalonga was up there earlier. He might be still around. So yeah, guys, good to see you. And if you guys, anybody else hiding out there, feel free to pop in the chat and throw a comment, a question, anything you want toward these guys. Let's see if there's any questions. When is the shape going to be on? I don't know, folks. You're going to have to get on him. He said he said he would come on, and then I sent him the information, and he didn't get back to me. So, folks, you're going to have to get on him if you want him on. But, all right, Lab 15, hey, everyone. Hey, Eric, at work, can't chat much, but listening. Hey there, welcome, everyone. So, yeah, we got quite a people, just everybody saying, hey, welcome, and welcome for being on there. So, all right, so Chris, I guess. So how long? Because we know Ian's sort of a newbie. So how long have you been investigating paranormal?
I'd say maybe a few years
Okay.
at least, and can't really say that I've caught anything really,
Like
I'm trying to say,
substantial,
like really substantial. Um,
because you don't
I'm
fake
really
it.
skeptical about it. No, I don't fake anything.
Exactly.
I mean, I try to look. The whole thing is boring. I know it is, and nobody likes seeing boring, but that's just how it is. And we have to sit in these places for hours on end to try and catch, maybe a little bit of something. But
Right.
even then, we go to a place and there's absolutely nothing, and we still sit there for hours on end trying to see if we can catch anything. And most of the times it's nothing really substantial.
Yeah, and that's what I try to explain to a lot of people is that being in the paranormal field, if you're doing it right and you're not faking it, if you're doing it right, it's pretty boring most of the time. I mean, you spend a lot of time. It's kind of exciting when you're out there, and there is a certain part of that. But really, in the end, especially evidence review, it's very boring for the most part. So, Eric, are you able to talk
it is.
now? Are you able to join us fully now?
Hey guys, I hope you can hear me. I'm hoping so.
Yeah,
I'll
we
do
can
so. Our
kinda hear you.
internet's kind of shady out here.
That's okay. I said that earlier. You must
Yeah.
be living with Bigfoot out somewhere.
I hopefully it works
Sasquatch.net.
out.
He's got
I think so.
to wait for like
Yeah,
a little
I think.
elf to relay the message.
I hear some strange noises out here from time, but yeah, it is in the sticks.
Yeah. So Tatango does want to know where you guys are out of, like urban wise, like what city do you reside out of and everything like that. I did put it in the description, but hey, he said, where do you guys work out of?
Memphis.
And that how far do you like to kind of travel outward from that? Do you guys give yourself a radius, or you pretty much open to take cases?
Well, lately it's been about maybe 100-mile radius, give or take.
Okay.
Maybe a little less than that.
Yeah,
All right.
we have expanded a little further than that to a couple of 3-hour trips. Yeah, then down to Mississippi, and I think Mississippi. We've gone to a lot of places in Mississippi. I know Eric went down to the Southern Funeral Home a couple of times, and if he was on, he would tell you all about it. He loves that place, but I haven't got a chance to go down there yet.
Okay.
I think you went too, Chris, didn't you? One time,
Where to?
the Southern Funeral Home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Eric went out there. I think it was our first time down there too. So
Yeah, and you guys came out to Hales Bar Dam, right?
Eric and can't remember who else, but I wasn't involved in that one.
Okay, yeah, because we've been there. That's kind of getting toward our neck of the woods, so to speak. Kind of getting close to our territory. So that's cool. Have you guys ever made it out toward Bristol, Tennessee, toward the northeast part?
I don't
think we have.
No, I don't
Not
think
yet.
so. I definitely want to go
Not
back
yet.
out to Hales Bar, though.
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, so I mean, absolutely. Like, if you guys do ever make it out this way, or you want to plan to come out this way, definitely you guys should come out here. And we've got some room. We've got a separate little downstairs apartment area if you guys need to have somewhere to stay. But no, you guys should make it out this way. It'd be really cool. We got all kinds of fun stuff out here to check out. So I always like to extend that invitation. So Jerry27 says, for each of you, and this was actually one of the questions I was getting ready to ask you guys anyways. So they said, Jerry27 said, for each of you, I'll just go ahead and put it up here real quick. What was the scariest time for you, and does it haunt you? You want to start with you, Chris? What was the scariest time for you, and does it haunt you still?
Like a scariest investigation.
Yeah, was
guess.
there something that just a scary moment that still kind of bugs you?
Well, yeah, sort of. We went to this abandoned church over here in Memphis, and
Well,
while we
I'll
were
key in first. Yes, I would.
That's pretty scary.
That was haunted there.
oh no,
And then what?
you might have to
Oh.
you might have to come down to my house or something and try and do
Right.
this.
Eric's gonna be like, God, he's gonna be cussing. He's gonna be cussing.
Yeah,
Just make sure
yeah,
your mic is muted if you're gonna be cussing. Like, so Eric's scariest time was when his internet wouldn't work on the broadcast.
Yeah,
That's gonna haunt him now. That's gonna be his meme right here.
yeah.
His picture. Eric's like, I've been looking forward to this, and he has. I feel bad because Eric has texted me a couple of times. He's been saying like, man, I'm really looking forward to it. So hopefully, is he? How close can he get to your house, Chris? Can he hurry up and get to your house?
It
Probably
won't
not.
be. It won't be fast.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Either. Yeah.
So, Chris, as you were saying,
So we went to an abandoned church and all that. And when we were just about halfway through the investigation, we were just kind of exploring it. And we started to go up these stairs up towards the, I guess, the old classrooms. You know how some churches have classrooms. We were going up to the second floor, and on the way up there, we heard like some gospel music playing, and we thought that there wasn't nobody there, you know, but apparently there were squatters there. And and when we started hearing the music get closer towards us, we just cut out and ran out of the building because we weren't gonna, you know, see what that was. Because we were pretty sure it may have been a squatter or something.
right?
I wouldn't say it actually haunts me to this day. I kind of have a regret that I wasn't able to confront whatever it was. I'm pretty sure it was a guy, and explore the rest of that place. I kind of regret that. And then, you know, they're knocking it down here soon, so we won't be able to explore it anymore.
Right. Yeah. How about you, Ian? Was there so far in your newbie time?
I would say too new to rate. I don't have one yet, so I'm kind of still looking for it. So
Eric, how about you? Okay. All right. So, man, I feel bad. I really do. I feel bad for Eric, guys. Guys, can we give some love for Eric? He just left. Said, screw you. No, he's coming back. I'm sure he's trying, folks. He's trying for you, and I feel bad. So, but guys, hey, we're getting to see, and this is where you get to see the rest of the team, right? You know, Eric's like he probably gets all the attention. Now you guys get a chance to meet, you know, all the other guys. See, now, do you guys have any other members though? Besides, is it just a 3-man team right now, or do you guys have any others that kind of join along? Or
my wife joins us.
Okay.
She controls one of the cameras, and she kind of, you know, takes pictures and all that.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
All right, yeah. Angela is sad.
It happens.
And Tata said it's hard to do an investigation with a doughy pant load. All right. So I guess that kind of covers, you know, one of my questions. So far, and then we'll start with Ian this time, since you're kind of newbie. What is your favorite piece of equipment to use during an investigation so far?
Oh, good question. I'd say the recorder, the voice recorder. I like to talk to ask questions, and then see if I get a response that way. I feel like that's a more personal approach to it. I just like that. So he always, and usually what I think the reason I got hooked on that is because one time Eric forgot his voice recorder, and I actually had one. So that was mine to run. So that's what I did during that investigation at the mausoleum that we had. So I guess that's kind of my favorite, being a newbie.
Awesome. Chris, how about you?
Well, I mean, there's something that we have that we haven't been able to use very well recently. It's a Banshee box, and we haven't been able to use it very well. We still have to tune it up and all that, and make sure it runs right. But I'd say the the ghost box that we have to use, with it the SB7, I think.
Okay.
I think that's what it was.
The SB7.
I like using that. I like using those the most, I guess.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, awesome. I mean, I've always personally loved capturing EVPs when I go out there. I think also, too, the dowsing rods, ever since I started doing those here as of lately, the dowsing rods have quickly become one of my favorites. I see you see me. Good to see you come back into chat. We missed you. She's been one of our original followers for the longest time. And we haven't seen her here lately. We're getting worried about you, girl. All right. My wife was like, I have not seen her in a while. So we were kind of stressed.
Those dowsing rods are pretty cool. I saw them one time in one of the investigations we did, and they were pretty neat. So it seemed like it worked.
I didn't believe in them. I was like, man, I thought they were moving them. I was like, nah. And then when my wife used them and I asked her, I was like, well, and she's like, yeah, they're real. And then when I held them and when I first did, I was like, oh my God, it was awesome. So ever since then, I've really enjoyed that as a communication, but I still love EVPs. Like, I still love capturing EVPs because I think that's just truly some of the best evidence that we get from the paranormal field. Really. A lot of the other stuff is faked half the time. EVPs tend to be some of the most true evidence. Chris, what is something that people would be surprised to learn about you?
I'm not sure.
He's like, I don't know, man. Everybody knows everything about me.
Well, I mean,
they want the juicy stuff, man. They want the good stuff.
The good
got
stuff.
a bunch of cats. Yeah, I love cats, and I have a bunch of them. Got a handful.
All right, so there we go, folks. Chris's dark secret: he has a bunch of cats. So there you go.
I don't do much and all that.
Sometimes people may not know that about you. That could be surprising. They might see you and be like, "This guy's a cat guy." So that's cool. Ian, how about you? What's something that people would be surprised to learn about you?
Probably as old as I am. I like to ride roller coasters still. Maybe
Nice.
we had some pretty cool roller coasters up, and we took a trip to Canada to visit some people, and I forgot what it was even called, but that thing was monstrous and it was fast. So yeah, definitely roller coasters. But COVID's kind of messed that up for me. So
right, I know that's stupid things messed everything up, even this country. But anyways, so how important is it for you guys? And I know this may seem a little obvious, but how important is integrity to you guys and the impact that it has on the field of paranormal?
Integrity?
Yeah. I mean, how do you feel the importance of integrity and the impact that it has on the field of paranormal?
That may be a question that I can't really answer very well.
Yeah, this is where you're like, darn Eric's internet.
Yeah. Eric could have answered this one. Definitely.
Right? Well, for me, and I'll just say that, integrity is everything for me in this field, because obviously what we do is there's so many skeptics. There's so many cynics out there. So, when every time you get people that are fake or false, it just continues to tear down the industry, and we take steps backwards. So, but that's why I'm glad to see you guys. You seem to have true, legit paranormal experiences. I don't see the typical signs of faking things like some of the other YouTube channels. So that's something I definitely appreciate about you guys. And that's another reason why I wanted to definitely have you guys on the show. And again, it is kind of a shame that Eric couldn't, really make it in here today. So, but we'll find a way. We'll get, guys, don't worry. We will try to get a way to get Eric Murphy on here, even if he has to go to one of the other guys' house. We'll get him back on one of these other show nights, and we'll get some words from him too. For sure. But in the meantime, we get to learn more about Ian and Chris. So Ian, your drone shots, that's so cool. I'm jealous of the drone thing because, it is something that has been in a lot more paranormal productions lately, especially a lot of the B-roll shots, of course. What's something, you were obviously into drones, and are you into filmmaking at all before that?
I was into drones first and then filmmaking second. So,
okay.
So I had the drone footage, and I was like, well, what can I do with the drone footage? So I started figuring out how to use Premiere Pro. So then once I did that, then I was like, well, I need to get a camera so I can do some other stuff. So kind of like the drone kind of catapulted that into making film. So I'm still rookie at that, but I'm getting better. So awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. My dad was a pilot, so I didn't really want to be a pilot. I just wanted to be able to fly and take pictures. I was like, drone's a pretty cool idea. So I did that and got the Part 107 so that I could fly commercially and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's kind of a hobby that I can, use in other places and help the team out and with their videos. So definitely their B-roll shots.
That's awesome. So we got Eric Murphy possibly back. I don't know if he's going with cell phone, maybe. Eric, can you hear us? He's trying, folks. He is trying.
I tell him to maybe turn off his camera and see if he could just use audio. Might help.
Hey, can you hear me?
We can hear you a little bit. And the same problems. All right.
Can you?
Yeah, I don't know, because he did update it. I guess they had to do an update on the computer right beforehand. So,
it could also be his router for some reason or another.
It's possible. I mean, I'm an internet guy, but I can't fix it here. So,
there's not
all right. So we got. Okay, that's all right. I was wondering what the heck. All right, so I'll just check out the chat. We just had some political chat. All right, he's okay. The Terrelin said he's going to need to get on the roof of his house.
Move the antenna.
But I could hear him. Yeah, I mean, and like I said, it's unfortunate, guys, and like I said, we'll work on it. Hopefully, when he gets everything straight, we'll definitely get Eric back on the show, and we'll have to get you guys back out again. So, but like I said, at least we're learning some stuff and we're having some fun,
Yeah.
and even a little bit at Eric's expense, right? So we're just trying to have a good time, folks. But these guys seem cool, and I really would love to. Hopefully, we'll get to do something on a professional level, and do something. That's I always enjoy when I get to meet other ghost hunters and things over the years. I've been doing this off and on over 25 years, my wife and I. So anytime we get a chance to meet other people, and I've gone to Pennsylvania. I've got and I'm surprised I haven't seen him in chat, uh, Bob, Bob Fountain, he's out toward you guys. Um, he's got, but he writes for Paranormal Underground magazine.
Hmm.
So,
Cool.
to take a quick break on that, folks, don't forget Paranormal Underground magazine. They're the ones that sponsor my shows. If you have not gotten your subscription to the magazine, all you got to do, go to the website. All right. Go to the website. I don't know if I have, where is it? It's right there. Paranormal Underground at live.com. All right. Go there or email them. Okay. Say, hey, Josh sent me, and you will get a year free. Okay. A year free. And I'm telling you, every first of the month, it's full color, illustrated, full magazine. There's great articles in there. It's all kinds of paranormal stuff that you guys want to read about, real stories, real investigations, theory. There's just all kinds of stuff packed into this magazine. So, guys, definitely go check out Paranormal Underground magazine. All right. So, folks, back to Urban Ghost Hunters. So here I'm gonna give you guys a couple fun questions, right? So and I didn't get a chance to prep you, Ian, so I'm sorry. You're gonna get put on the spot a little bit. So we'll start with Chris. That'll give you at least a little bit of heads up. So since I did prep Chris a little bit, I just said, hey, there's two questions I like to ask. It's kind of fun. So I just gave him a quick little shout. So first one, though, is we all know that you really don't see naked ghosts. All right. So, chances are, if you pass away and you're a ghost, what will people see you wearing? What would you like to be wearing as a ghost?
I'd like to be wearing my regular clothes. Maybe like a hoodie with the hood pulled up and some blue jeans.
Okay.
That's how I'd like to go as.
All right. Hoodie and blue jeans.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now, Ian, what about you? What would be your ghost outfit?
I'm going to say I probably want to be comfortable, so I'm going to have my sleep clothes, a robe, some moccasin slippers, that kind of thing. So they see me, I'm going to look like the Big Lebowski, or
There you go.
to go to bed. I don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, like that sounds cozy, but like in the spirit world, everything's going to be like tattered. So you're just going to look like one of those flowing, tattery ghosts with all this stuff. And you're like, well, in my mind, it looked good. But yeah, probably like me, because I'm always wearing like a black shirt and shorts. Like even in winter, I'm like half the time I'm wearing shorts. So probably my ghost outfit's going to be like black, shorts and black shirt. That'd probably just be me. Okay, so here's another fun question I like to ask. Actually, let's see here. Okay. So, okay, before we get to that fun question, I got a couple questions for you guys. One is from Tatalongo. He says, it just jumped on me. Yeah, I'll pop it up here. What are you hoping to learn from ghost hunting?
Well, I'm hoping to learn what it's like, I guess, to be on the other side. I guess that's a major for me.
Okay.
Like,
so a little bit of a quest of spirituality, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ian, what do you hope to learn?
Yeah, it's kind of along the same lines as, is there life after death, or, do we go to the ground and that's it, So I guess it's kind of the same kind of thing that Chris is thinking about, like, what's after this, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and then we got ICU See Me says, how does weather affect paranormal activity, or does it?
I think, let's see. I haven't been in too many situations where the weather had affected, I guess, too much of the activity, but I did feel like maybe during a thunderstorm, when there's a bunch of lightning and all that, I think it charges up the environment a little bit. I guess that's one of the ways that it can affect the environment and the whole ghost hunting thing. There's too much electricity in the air, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and I will say, like in my personal experience over the years, it does seem like sometimes the weather. It does seem like it. The only thing is, I just can't prove it.
Hmm.
I don't think there's enough evidence to say, okay, there was a thunderstorm, therefore there's more paranormal activity. Like we don't have the hard data to really
Yeah.
prove that. So instinctually, and that's all we really have is just our instincts, like our intuition built up over the years. It does feel as if weather can contribute because I do feel like it can add more energy or sometimes be a little more flat for ghosts. I think there's environmental concerns. So I do feel like weather can affect paranormal. Short answer. Ian, do you have anything to add to that or? Okay.
No.
All right. All right. Well, I just wanted to make sure, just in case. And let's see. Terry Lynn says, "What is your best EVP?"
Oh.
Let's see. We've had. I think there was one where we were at a kind of like a historical location over off of Natchez Trace, and we were doing a what was it? Oh my God! It was a ghost box session, but I had earphones in and I was listening to it, and I was repeating the words that would come up over the ghost box, and my wife, she was sitting, across from me. It was real dark up there; you couldn't see anything hardly, except for the little lights from maybe the camera or something, and behind her. There's another room, but she's leaning up against like a screen door type deal, and behind her she could hear somebody say help, and another lady who was with us said she heard the same thing, and well, when we listened back on the audio recorder that was up there, we could hear like a lady saying help from behind her, and I guess that's maybe the best EVP that we've ever gotten.
I think sometimes the best EVP can not always mean the most clear EVP. Sometimes I think the best EVP is maybe something that personally affected you. Like I think my best one was the first one I ever heard. It actually was like two. It was like two different voices in one short recording. That was really what set me over the edge. It was like, okay, I've always been on the fence, but now I'm definitely over a little on the believing side. When you first do that. You control the environment, everything's turned off, there's nobody else around, and then you recorded, and when you capture other voices, you're like, I'm sold. This is paranormal. So I think for me, like, to me, that's my best EVP is like my first one. So what about you, Ian? Do you have a personal EVP that you experienced yet?
No, not yet. Not yet.
All right. Well, it definitely. Yeah, I know. And Eric's still trying to. We're still trying to work him in. I still keep adding him to the stream every time he comes in. So hopefully he'll. You can talk anytime you want, Eric. We'll shut up if you start talking. Trust me.
Hey, can you hear me okay now?
Hey, we can hear you better. That's for sure.
Good. Okay. Man, the gremlin's out tonight, I guess. I don't know. It is horrible.
Well, that's good. Well, folks, welcome Eric Murphy to the show finally, who is really the founder, one of the main founders of Urban Ghost Hunters. So welcome to the show. Tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
Well, actually, I started Memphis Empath Paranormal Society about roughly 10 years ago, after I had a paranormal experience in a house that I had just rented. And I reached out. I basically reached out to anyone that I could reach out to, in the area of Memphis, and I couldn't get any help. And so basically I just kind of set out on my own little journey to try, research as much as I could and try to learn as much as I could. And from there, just started, hitting the books. Back then, it wasn't just so much as the internet as it was, you know, going to the library, reading books, buying books, ordering books, and just trying to research and learn as much as I could. And basically, it was just to try and find out the truth, find out exactly what I had experienced that I couldn't debunk. I've always been like I wouldn't say a skeptic, but I was an open-minded skeptic about the paranormal.
Right.
And like I said, after I couldn't debunk, exactly what I had experienced, I wanted to know what it was, and I wanted to figure it out. I wanted to find an answer for it. And as the time went on, I decided that as I was doing, my own research, my own investigation, and I decided that, hey, I wanted to help other people that had experienced something similar to what I had experienced. And, from there, it just grew. John Wilson and I formed MEPS. And from there, we just started doing, helping people, doing private investigations. And, we did that for several years. And, as YouTube was growing and I started noticing that a lot of people were sharing, evidence that they were capturing online. And it seemed like there was a lot of people that had a lot of knowledge. And, I decided, hey, why don't we start sharing some of our investigations, and not so much as our private investigations, but, some of the open public places that we would go to, and I reached out to Chris, and Chris had the same love I did, of old, abandoned, forgotten places, and wanting to research the paranormal. And so we decided to start Urban Ghost Hunters. And I noticed a lot of people filming for entertainment reasons on YouTube.
Right.
And I said, hey, Chris, this isn't what we want to do. What we want to do is we want to be like other paranormal investigators, and share evidence with everybody, and document our journey to find the truth. And so that's what we started doing. And the reason why that I decided that Chris was absolutely the perfect pick to do YouTube with was because Chris is kind of more level-headed than I am. So like if if I say, whoa, what was that? Chris is like, let's figure it out. So Chris kind of keeps me level, on the ground. I do get excited about it. There's nothing like it. I tell anybody that I speak with about the paranormal that, there's nothing like it once you experience something that you cannot explain for yourself, and from there, we just really started, investigating, and we one of the first places that we did for YouTube was a place that I knew very well. I'd actually been to the place when it was open, up and running, which was it was originally a retirement home before it closed. But before that, it was open and built in 1898 and opened in, I believe, 1901, and it served as the TB hospital in this area.
Nice. I bet it definitely had some history.
It does. It definitely has some crazy history to it. That's a place that Chris and I have filmed at several times. I don't think Ian's been there yet. Ian, I think, came in around July. And so hopefully we'll get him in there eventually. It's a really awesome place. We've had some pretty neat experiences in there. And it's just so packed full of history, and that's the part I love about it the most. And so, yeah, that place is just it's amazing. Every time we go there, it's something different. We experience something different, but yeah, that place. And then of course, we've done several other places in and around Memphis. And this year I actually will be going into our what is it, Chris? I believe right at 3 years into YouTube this summer, and we'll be expanding out a little further. Right now, we've only covered around 100 miles here around our area, other than like Hillsborough Dam and a couple other places like that. Long Branch Cemetery, where Elizabeth Betsy Bell's buried at. And so we've got that, but we got a lot of other places lined up for this year that we will we are planning on hitting.
Oh yeah, and as I said, first of all, Eric, I'm glad that you got to talk on the show tonight. You got a good couple guys in your crew. They really did a good job at trying to do their best to cover for you.
Tried.
And share the stories.
Good.
But they were, bless their hearts, they were doing a good job though. You got a couple good guys there, so really happy for you on that. And also too, like I told them, you guys are always welcome out this way to Northeast Tennessee. We've got locations for you guys, and we have other locations for shooting and things that we can collab on, or just even yourself if you do things while you're out this way. So you got some territory you're welcome in for sure. And also, let's try to catch you up on a couple questions that I've asked them, and I want to get your take on some things. So first of all, since you did kind of cover some location stuff, what's one of your pieces of favorite equipment that you like to use out in the field?
Well, Josh, I'm going to be honest with you. When I believe in audio and video evidence, 100%. I like to use the ghost box. I like the K2 meter. I like the millimeter. I love using a lot of equipment, but I have to say that, one of your best pieces of equipment, and you'll probably agree with me on this, is your own personal body. I mean,
Right. Yourself, right.
The feelings you experience when you're in a place. But like I said, when it comes to physical scientific evidence, you cannot beat what you can catch on video and what you can catch on audio. There's still no way to debunk, electronic voice phenomena. And to me, if you can't debunk it, it's very plausible. And
go ahead.
No, and definitely that. And absolutely, I'm not going to lie. I absolutely love the laser grid. I love using the laser grid. That's one of my favorite pieces of equipment. I love it. I had a personal experience using one out in Tombstone at the Watt Tarbell Mortuary.
I like lasers, though. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, it definitely has to be audio video equipment.
Okay. I'll say, what's something that people would be surprised to learn about you?
Surprised to learn about me? I don't think I've even disclosed that on our YouTube channel, but I guess I was a volunteer firefighter all up through my teens into my early 20s. I worked on an ambulance while I did that, and later became a recovery agent and repossessed cars for a living. And needless to say, as I aged, I figured out I wasn't 10 feet tall and bulletproof. So I decided I would change professions. And so now I just do marketing and advertising of automotive. And so that's pretty, I don't think I've ever disclosed that. And so,
well, I like to try to pull a few little fun nuggets out for people, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And okay, so and here's a couple fun questions, and actually we didn't get to the second one, but I'm going to give you the one that I already gave Chris and Ian. Is if you were, like, the day you pass away, if you were to be a ghost, okay, what would be your ghost outfit? What would people see you in?
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess it would have to be, wow. It would have to be, I'd say it would probably have to be my everyday attire. Something that people know me for. My Memphis Tigers hat, definitely. My cowboy boots. Just the regular thing that everybody would know me. Would recognize me. How would they recognize me?
Right.
Definitely the Memphis Tigers hat, and and that Southern accent. Leaving EVPs with that good Southern accent.
Definitely. I hope I'm thinner as a ghost too. But all right. So,
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Tatalago says, have you guys had a chance to explore Devil's Knot in West Memphis?
No, we haven't. I will definitely have to look into that. I haven't heard of it.
Neither have I.
We've
Taking notes as we speak.
Oh, Ian has been awesome with the notes. Ian and I have been working on a list for the last 2 weeks of places and a schedule for us to follow. Just so kind of like we weren't just, shooting ourselves, shooting in the wind and hoping to land somewhere.
Right.
We were actually going to try to actually keep a pretty good schedule this year. And so, that's definitely something we'll have to look into. I'm interested to find out about it, exactly what it is. We love the urban legends, and because it's, a lot of times it's something you might can debug on an urban legend. But it's mainly what we really like, Josh, is the places that aren't really well known,
Right.
that, everybody knows of Hell's Bar Dam, second most haunted dam in America. And a lot of other places like that, Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. But those are still fascinating places that we want to investigate. But we also, what we want to really do and focus on are bringing the more of the unknown places. Like, one of the big things that we've been working on here recently is Ernestine and Hazel's, and trying to get in there. Right now why it's closed and the owner is actually selling the place, and
Right.
it's considered actually America's most haunted dive bar. But if you ask the regular person, they have no idea about it or the history of it. So,
Well, I agree. I definitely agree. I think there's something inherently nice about going to locations that aren't exactly just the normal mainstream sort of it's almost like a tour, it's like the paranormal investigators do this tour where they hit all the same stops, and Bobby Mackey's and, Hales Bar Dam, Waverly Hills and Pennhurst. And it's like all the same attractions, the same rides. And, it's nice to be able to go into like an abandoned house that nobody's ever heard of, but yet there's history behind it. Or other locations, I love driving by, seeing like an abandoned old place and then trying to find out who owns it or if I can get access to it. And you'll be surprised at all the cool little adventures and cool things you can have in there. So I definitely agree with what you're saying. Tatalongo says behind the truck stop, over the river, wooded area. And we lost Eric again.
Oh my gosh.
He was coming in so well.
Yeah, he was rolling.
He was rolling.
Dial-up
So
connection.
yeah. All right. So while we're waiting on Eric to bounce back, we'll dive into another one of my questions that I had. And we're gonna start with you, Chris. If you could go back in time for one day, okay. That's good. If you can go back, this is going to be for Chris. I'm going to get around to all you guys right now because we might got Eric back. So I'm going to start, Chris. If you could go back in time for one day in history as a ghost and observe, just observe. You're not going to change history, but if you can go back and observe one day in time, when would it be and why?
I would like to go back to ancient Egypt, around the building of the pyramids. I want to see how they did it. I'm curious.
Stole my answer.
I want to see it. I want to see how they did it. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing architecture,
Yeah.
Man.
No, that's been my answer like every show since I started. So yes. Ian, how about you? What would be a day you'd want to go back and witness?
That's a pretty cool day that you guys picked.
Right?
Let me think of something else.
Yeah, you can't just get away with the. Well,
I
you took
know the
mine.
ditto. Yeah, I can't say the ditto, man. I don't know why. I think I think a cool day would just for me just to see the Declaration of Independence been signed. That's just
cool.
That's pretty
Nowadays.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that one, Eric.
I mean, it's either that one or the beginning of time or something. I don't know.
Right,
See how it was all made. I don't know, man. Dinosaurs.
Eric, how about you? What if you had a day you could go back in time as a ghost and observe? What would it be?
Gosh, you know that's a hard question. I mean, Chris really stole my answer, and so I would.
That's my answer. Y'all stole from me. Y'all must have been watching my show.
Well, I would honestly have to say that I have always been a big fanatic, and followed biblical theology on the time of the Nephilim, the giants. I want to know if they were real. I want to know if they existed. It was something that that everybody believes that the Smithsonian hid from the public and all that. And I would love to know the truth and see it physically for myself. Go back 6,000 years when they claim they roamed the earth and see if that's real.
Now, I think that's a great answer. And I'm going to tell you why. And the reason why I picked the pyramids is because I almost felt like if I could go back to a day of the pyramids being built, that maybe I would also answer if there were giants. Because I feel like in my heart, there may have been some enslaved giants helping build the pyramids, because those blocks, which are a few tons apiece, could be lifted by a couple giants. And like
exactly,
you and I would help each other carry a desk. So it's in theory, and it falls in line with some of the skeletal sizes that they have recovered in history. So if you take the skeletal size, you multiply the mass weight and how much they can lift, things like that, it would make sense that they could be built using the aid of giants, which would have been around in that time era. So that's why. So to kind of bring Chris's answer, my answer, and Eric's answer all together. Ian, you're out on your own.
Yeah.
Kind of bring that all together. That's what I was. I think we're all in that same boat. But I think Ian's answer is still really cool because, again, I just think there's so many points in history that would just be neat to watch. The Declaration of Independence, I think that's a great thing, especially now as patriotic as I am. I love this country. And in fact, I've been taking some college classes on Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. Actually, there's something that nobody knows about me. I just admitted for the first time. Nobody knows I've been taking those classes. So I actually been a scholar here lately of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. So that is a cool answer. I will accept that. I've also heard some things from guests in the past, like Tesla, like being able to kind of witness a day in the life of Tesla.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
Things like that. So I think some of those are pretty cool too. There's always been some great answers. Of course, there's been some biblical Jesus Christ answers. It's hard to like it's if you're a Christian, it's easy to want to go back to that time, and just automatically say, hey, I want to go back to a certain day in Jesus' life or something like that. And then for other people, again, I think that I would want to pick a day that I feel like locks in a lot of things. And that's why I go back to the pyramids, because I think it could confirm a lot of things that just line up everything else. So awesome. Now, what do you guys got coming up? Eric, what have you guys got? I know you were talking about your structuring. But do you have anything planned coming up? And also, this is your chance to shout out some additional media that you have. I've been having your guys' urbanghosthunters.com scrolling across the bottom the whole time, your YouTube channel. So any media, any upcoming events you want to shout out?
Yeah, actually two places that we're going to be going to soon is, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with it or not, Josh, but Rodney, Mississippi, ghost town. It was a ghost town that dried up back in the late 1800s,
Okay.
and just full of so much history. Considered one of the most haunted locations around southern Mississippi, around Jackson area. And we have that. And another place is, I believe, is up closer to your neck of the woods there at Oakmont, Tennessee.
Oh,
And
okay. Yeah.
we definitely want to check out what's left. We haven't. We've been doing a little bit of research on going out there, but we want to see. We actually want to see what's left of it. I know that they were talking about, pretty much taking down.
Oh,
And he's gone.
oh gosh.
Well, that sounds good. Oh no, but man, hey, we have been getting some good chunks of info from here. He's back. So
Here he comes.
okay, so as you were
I'm back.
saying,
I'm back. But yeah, we definitely want to check out what's left of Elkmont, and we've got Facebook, Memphis Empath Paranormal Society on Facebook, and we've also got Urban Ghost Hunters on Facebook, and so be sure to check that out. We just started and launched the website, which we'll be starting to blog on there about some of the places that we're going to be going to and checking out over the course of this summer, hopefully. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. But we have that we're gonna be doing that. Also, we'll be doing a few giveaways on there, some shirts, T-shirts, that kind of stuff.
everybody
we'll
likes
be
a good
doing.
giveaway.
Oh yes, always. But we have that, and like I said, we have a little bit more content that we had pre-recorded back over in late 2020 that'll be coming out really soon. And we're finishing that up now, and that'll be ready. That'll be uploaded here to the channel really soon. But also, I mean, we've got that coming up, and like I said, one of the really exciting things that I have actually been working on is a new communication device. I've been working on that build for the last couple of months, and I'm almost done with it. And so we're going to premiere that on the channel, and that's the contest that we're going to be holding, is to come up with a name for that that new device. So
I look forward to that. Then that sounds cool. Any kind of new communicating devices, and I always like all that. Eric's probably cut off. Oh, there you are.
We're really, yeah, I'm really excited to get it out. It's something I've been working on for a while. I've been working on it for almost a year. March will be a year, and I'm finally getting it together. So I hope that we'll have it out probably sometime next month, and we'll be able to showcase that. It's going to be pretty neat, and so I'm really excited about it.
So so I normally don't like to give out exact dates of when I'm going to be at certain locations, obviously for integrity of filming and things like that, but what time frame are you guys looking at roughly coming out toward Elkton, Tennessee? Is that spring, or is that going to be soon, or?
Yeah, that's actually going to be. We're looking at that for spring. It'll be probably around the second weekend of March. Yeah, and I mean we don't really mind, letting people know where we're going to be. We've gone live a few times on location or whatever, but and again, that's one of our big things. As far as when I look at integrity of when we're filming and investigating, we definitely, that's one thing about it. If you can actually go out and investigate and upload content, like I said, a lot of times we don't catch anything, Josh, and I would rather upload a boring video and only get a couple of views on it than to upload something and them actually, somebody actually question our credibility. If we can debunk it or we can find a plausible explanation to it, we throw it out. And so, with that being said, if we go to a location and we're filming and somebody comes up, hey, it's okay, I don't mind, but you know, you know, but like I said, with places like of course I spoke earlier about Ernestine and Hazel's. It's a location that we've worked really diligently on. I didn't want to actually give that information out just yet until I knew that we could actually 100% have it. But as hard as it's been right now, if somebody can get it before we do, that's perfectly fine. I just want to see it being investigated and documented.
Right. Yeah, and I'm going to throw this out there. And yeah, I know I'm putting you all on the spot, but I think when you guys come out toward the Smokies to hit up that town, I think we may have to meet you.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh.
I think we should think about maybe, doing something for the folks out there and, doing, because that's definitely in our neck of the woods. So, so we may have to consider that. So just a little something out there for you guys. I just thought I'd throw it out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I one of the places that we're actually planning on visiting this summer, and or whenever we get up towards Elkmont, if we can work the logistics part of it out. But we've also got another location that we're looking at investigating, and I'm sure you've heard of the channel Paranormal Quest. Steve Hummel of Paranormal Quest actually owns a museum there in West Virginia, and called Artifacts of the Afterlife Museum, and that's one of the locations that we're supposed to be getting worked out and set up to investigate. So we're hoping to try to kind of get all that in one swoop over in that area, East Tennessee, right, over into West Virginia, and get that. And so, yeah, definitely, Josh, we definitely need to make a plan for it and meet up.
Well, and like I said, there's some stuff over here in the Bristol area. So we may have to add another stop in your tour there. So who knows? Like I said, we'll get you guys taken care of. So, but yeah, folks, Urban Ghost Hunters, you got to check these guys out. If you haven't, if you're joining this later on, you're not watching it live and you're watching the replay, guys, check out Urban Ghost Hunters. You can check them out on their .com. You can go to their YouTube, just like Eric said. But these guys have been great. It's wonderful. I love meeting other guys in the industry, especially folks that are trying to be true, trying to capture evidence without faking things, trying to actually present the things, even if they're a little more boring than normal. But I think, with some drone work from Ian, some extra cool shots in there, I think you guys are going to enjoy watching their videos as I do. So, guys, definitely check them out. Chris, Ian, Eric, you guys stick around just for a second here as we end. But for folks, remember, seek the truth. We'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks for joining us.